For small size productions and solo content creators, one of the biggest challenges of being able to make good videos is having good sound. More often than not, people are a lot more likely to watch a video all the way through if it's not that visually appealing, but it sounds good. But people will not watch a video all the way through if it looks great but sounds like shit. For me, having the freedom to pretty much set up any shot and be able to get good audio allows for me to have the least amount of obstacles between me and the content that I want to make. That being said, now we're going to get into why I think the Ankerwork M650 works so well for my workflow and why it might work for you. The Ankerwork M650 has been my workhorse over the past 12 months that has allowed me to make these YouTube videos and also do some client work for my production company and be able to make videos with good sound without being too obstructive to people's personal space when trying to set them up. So there's a few things we're going to have to go over for you to get a better understanding of whether or not this mic set is going to be right for the things that you do. It's going to be price, sound quality, build quality, size, range, and record time. In terms of what comes in the package, in the box you're going to get 2 extra face plates that are different colors, green and gold, to be able to change the look of these microphones on the fly. To change to whatever color your subject is, you're going to get a pleather carrying pouch, 2 dead cats, 1 for each microphone. You're going to get a 3.5mm headphone cable. You're going to get a USB-C cable for charging, and both the microphones and the transmitter inside of the included charging case. So moving right into price, this microphone set is going to run you $199 US or 249 Great British pounds if you live in the Great Kingdom of England like I do. Now I think that's pretty competitive when put up against some of its competitors on the market like the DJI Mic 2, the Rode Wireless Go 2, and the Hollyland Lark Max. I don't have any of those microphone sets here today, nor have I actually tried any of those competing microphone sets, and I want to get that out of the way from the beginning of this video. I will have some other videos of other creators that have put these microphones up against each other in one singular video for you to go ahead and watch and make your own decision on whether or not this is going to be a good fit for you versus those other microphones. So the battery life on these things is exceptional. The Ankerworks website says that you should be able to get at least 6 hours of continuous recording on each transmitter, and then an additional 15 hours when using the included charging case. I don't have exact numbers on how long I've been able to use these things when recording, but I can say that I've used them in making very, very long talking head YouTube videos like this, where I stutter over my words and have to re-record everything for hours on end, or with my client work, going and doing videography shoots where my client is mic'd up for hours at a time. So I can say that these things have definitely held up, and the battery life is more than what I would need for pretty much any type of work that I'm going to do, unless you're doing some sort of long form documentary work or you're doing like a podcast, but these probably aren't the microphones for that. So, take that with a grain of salt. In terms of the range of these microphones, you're looking at 200 meters or 656 feet. Now, I don't really have a verifiable way to make sure that this number is correct based on what they say on their website, but I'm going to do a super scientific test here coming up right now that's going to let you know about how far you can get before the audio starts clipping in your videos. So I'm here now. I don't know how far this is, but I know it's roughly what, like 50 feet? Okay guys, I'm all the way back here. I don't know how many feet this is. It says 200 meters or 656 feet, but this is pretty damn far. I don't really know where you would need an application where you would have to hear somebody from this far away, but if you need to, you can. All right, so I'm probably about 1,000,000 feet away from the camera right now, as far as I've probably ever been, and you can still hear me. So you could probably be able to beat a state over and people will still be able to hear you with the amount of range that these microphones have. So in terms of the connectivity of these microphones, you're gonna have a few different options for the transmitter. You're going to be able to use the included Lightning adapter, the included USB-C adapter, or the TRS 3.5mm cable that I have plugged straight into my Sony a6700, which is recording this video right now. And I think it sounds pretty good, but you guys are going to have to be the judge of that. If you find yourself in a situation where you don't want to plug this thing into anything, you actually have 7 hours of uncompressed recording that goes straight into the transmitter, no SD card needed, and you're going to be able to rip those files off of the transmitter afterward by plugging it into a PC or a Mac using the included USB-C adapter, or with the USB-C cable going into the side of the transmitter, and you're going to be able to get all of that audio off of it. So that's enough about the specs. how do I actually use these things, and what do I really like about them. So as I said at the beginning of the video, as a solo content creator and a videographer, I have a range of applications that I use these lavalier microphones for. And one of them you're looking at right now. Sitting down and doing this talking head portion of the video using this lavalier mic is super easy. I can plug the transmitter straight into my camera, take the mic out of the included case, and just be able to clip it onto my shirt and get to talking, and I don't really have to worry too much about any type of sound design or where should I put my mic in relation to where my camera is and blocking stuff off. I don't have to worry about any of that. It's super easy and it's passable sound. It's not going to sound like you're in a professional studio. However, you're going to be able to make a talking head video like this to review a product or something like that, which is what I'm doing, and it's going to sound pretty decent. So a few things I like about these microphones. One is going to be the value. I think the value is there. $199 is not too crazy for what you're getting in this package, and they frequently go on sale below $199. And I think that that's definitely a steal if you can grab them on a sale. Another thing that I like about these a lot is going to be the magnetic clip system that allows for you to just run and gun, put this on someone's shirt or clip it to a piece of clothing or a hat and be able to record audio pretty much anywhere. And if you want to be able to take the clip off and just magnetize this to anything, it's also going to work in that regard as well. So you got a lot of flexibility on how you can record things with this mic set. In terms of the usability, I think that the operating system and the screen on this transmitter are actually pretty good. It's a swipe-based operating system where you can swipe left, right, or down to access different settings. You can independently mute each different microphone. You can hit the button to internally record. You can turn on noise suppression if you want to. And I think it sounds pretty good. It can be a little bit robotic at times. I usually opt for not having noise suppression and doing it myself in post because I think editing softwares tend to have a lot better noise suppression than this thing does internally. But I think for what it is, it sounds pretty good. It's not going to be a Sennheiser MKH50 boomed overhead, but that's not what this mic set is for. If you have the need for it and you need a wireless transmitting lavalier mic set and you have $200 to play with, I think that you're getting pretty good sound quality for the money that you're paying. So here's some things I don't like about this mic set. I have it plugged into my camera right now using the 3.5mm cable, and being able to find the right audio level when having it plugged into a camera, especially one that has a flip out screen, is not that difficult. I have my audio levels being shown to me right now, and I can pretty easily fine tune the gain on my camera to be able to accommodate what sound level I want at a comfortable speaking volume. However, I feel like whenever I plug this thing into my Mac or into my phone, I struggle with just the fine-tuning settings on the screen to be able to find a usable audio level. It's either too loud and doesn't sound good anymore because I'm adding too many decibels to even get usable enough noise levels, or it's too low and I have to crank it in post, and then it's just going to add a bunch of unnecessary noise anyways. So the camera has been the best application that I've found for it, and for some reason I find that it's very finicky when trying to pick the sound levels for putting it on a computer or on a phone. This last one might be a huge deal breaker for anybody that has the intention of using these microphones for any type of professional work. You've really got to pay attention to the back screen whenever you're setting this thing up on a camera if you're going to do any type of videography work, or even if you're just going to sit around and make your own videos. You really got to pay attention to what you're doing, because a few times I've used these microphones in the past, I've plugged it in, took one of the mics out, put it on my shirt, and the second microphone, which was supposed to be charging and off in the case, was turned on and was also transmitting audio to the transmitter at the same time. And now my audio is completely torn up and ruined, and I had to completely reshoot whatever it was that I was shooting. Now, thank God this has never happened on a client shoot, and it's only been when I've been sitting here making YouTube videos. So that's good, but I do have a real genuine fear of that happening on a shoot that I'm doing with someone. So I usually tend to have some type of backup audio source just in case. And if that's going to be a deal breaker for you, you might want to look elsewhere. So here's my verdict. I think these things are pretty competitively priced. I think they sound pretty all right. They've got a vast variety of different applications that you can use them for, and they fit my workflow beautifully. The question you're going to have to ask yourself is A, are you priced out? Are these things too expensive for you? Is the sound quality good enough for the type of content that you're trying to make? And is it going to fit your workflow good. If you're just going to be sitting in front of a camera and talking like the way I am every single time in the same spot, having a wireless transmission system may not be the way to go. You may want to get a dynamic microphone, boomed straight ahead into you. You may want to get an overhead shotgun microphone. You're just going to have to ask yourself, are these going to fit what you're trying to make? And if they are, and you've got the budget for them, I think that you're going to be pretty happy with this package, assuming that you check the screen every time to make sure that the other mic isn't turned on in the case when you're not trying to use it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, go check out some of my other ones. My name is Cisco. I review tech products, I talk cameras, and I pretty much do anything that has to do with content creation on this channel. So if that's something you like, come back and watch more. And if not, I hope you have a good day. Peace.